God.
That is louder than usual. Do.
It really is louder.
Holy crap.
Boo, 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 boo.
You're late again. You're late
I
again.
wasn't late. I was having to turn off my game, so maybe somebody
Always
can hear me.
late. Boo, 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 boo. That's like I don't know what to do with you.
With me?
Yeah.
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh my God, that was pathetic.
How was that pathetic? So now you got me self-conscious about my timing, so now I'm...
Just saying. Just saying.
You know, I can keep rhythm without a metronome. No metronome. So, metronome.
Here we go. Ba-doo, ba-doo. Now that was class.
That was class.
All right, here comes the silence.
What was that? Was that supposed to cover us up?
Yeah, I thought it was a bigger picture.
It was not.
Yeah, we both look like idiots. We really did. All right. We went from 17 down to 8 people after that opening. That was fantastic.
Probably because most of them had to go to the ear doctor. I don't know the correct term for the ear doctor.
They're the ear doctor. I don't know, but my ears are bleeding.
Right? The optometrist cousin?
The lobalist.
The lobalist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to the Wednesday edition of the Dump. We call that the Humpty Dump. We are here live with Ryan Kindle. Oh,
he's really going to come now.
He said like 15 minutes late, which we're a little late. So if you're waiting for Ryan, just stay. I swear he's coming. Anyway, welcome to the Dump. I'm Scott, and this is tonight's co-host.
Always
Mad. Well, I don't know about that. Mad Martigan, because he showed up.
Wait, hold on. So when you say it like that, it makes it seem as though the only reason why I'm the co-host is because I showed up. Like anybody, like George could have showed up and he would have been your co-host.
I could tell you this.
And it is a reminder, I've been here when it was glory hole days, and I've been here when it wasn't. And so having said that, I want me some glory hole.
Yeah, is it glory hole days? I don't know. I don't know.
We won Sunday 27-20. Our defense looked amazing, man. Micah Parsons still of the draft, dude. How like 11 teams passed on that beast? I don't know.
Yeah, I got to give you that, but it is the Redskins, and I don't care if they won 4 in a row.
It's the football team.
It's the Redskins.
Hey, it's your channel, bro. Like, I'm just letting...
I don't have shirtless Walton anymore because he got sensitive. So, Keely Chow, I rather look at an image of author Stephen Walton being shirtless than an image of Brie Larson. Well, there he is as Bilbo
Agreed.
Baggins.
I would always rather look at an image of a shirtless man than any woman.
But, well, that...
I barely got through that one.
That was... Okay, well, hey, whatever floats your boat, brother. So, good evening. Oh, hold on. Ryan is here, everybody. Welcome to the party, Ryan.
Hello, a party. Usually when I come on your channel, Sporking, there's like 8 million people.
Dude,
but
I planned it differently this time.
I wonder why. Every time, Ryan, I'm like, dude, you have way too many people on there. I don't get any me time with the guest. Like, what are you doing?
It's so funny because I just assumed, I was like, I can't quite be there right when the stream starts, but I know it's going to be there pretty soon. But I'm like, it's fine. Sporking usually has 8,000 people on here. It won't be a problem.
I got some advice from some YouTubers, and they were like, dude, just stop having so many people on your panel. I have a problem with saying no to people because we have a lot of talented friends, and I feel like also I want to help out newer creators because like you helped me out when I first started, and like Tom and well, not really Drunk. He doesn't help many people out anymore, but no, but like all you people, Gary, even Jeremy, and it gets overwhelming, and then it's like, holy shit, I can't even control this panel anymore.
Yeah. I hear you.
Yep.
Well, especially like if you're trying to roll through like a lot of topics, and everybody wants to, get their 2 cents in, rightfully so, because like you said, there's a lot of people who deserve to have their voice heard around here. So
yeah. Well, it was your last show, and the week before it was Gary's, and I went back and watched them, and I'm like, okay, they both talked on like 3 hours worth. No, actually, it was like 4 hours worth of streaming total. You guys talked combined 4 minutes, so I was like, okay, I think I need to give them a little bit more breathing room. So
I love how he acts like this was not my suggestion to him.
It wasn't.
That I hadn't talked to him every time.
Dude, wow, you really what?
I just want credit.
Okay, I'll give you credit. It was totally your suggestion.
Thank you.
And I'm so grateful for having you on here. But we're just about to say hello to the chat. We got Brutal Morningwood up in the house. Keely Chow is here. We got What About? We have Katina Martin, who is a channel member. Thank you guys for being channel members. Also, if you can subscribe to the panelists, subscribe to me, hit that like button. It will really help out the channels because YouTube hates us. Zaz is here, or Zach, if you want to call him that. Rogue Disney, what is up? Darth Scipio. I've realized people don't like how you chat, buddy, but I find it funny half the time, so keep on chatting. James Hayes is here. Did you know that Stephen Walton was short? Yes. Yeah, dude, that guy's like 5'3".
What the fuck?
He's really short. E. Clay Thomason is here. Mutant Bam Hammer is here. We got a bunch of people here. So I thank you for being here. Oh, Ruben's here. Got to say hello to Ruben. You need quality guests. Now you have Ryan. Well, Ryan returns my messages, man. So
I try to. Not all of them, but sometimes.
It's like every fourth one. It's every fourth one.
Yeah, but that's 4 a day, though. You message him like 4 times a day.
Well, I mean, it's the times like he's like, dude, stop sending me shirtless photos of you, and I'm like, all right, whatever.
You send like the videos of like you meeting him where you mispronounce his name, but you have like that, I will remember you, like playing in the background.
I will remember you.
That's it.
I just want to save a puppy now. Can I tell you something, asshole? You got my channel not struck, but you got me a copyright that I can't beat right now because of our freaking OC thing we did.
I told you.
Yeah, they nail you, dude. They nail you.
Yeah, they do.
So Ryan, yeah, we're doing. I would show you, but it would copyright my channel again.
ROC?
No, the
OC.
Why don't you explain it to him?
So the OC was one of the greatest series in television history.
Oh yeah, like early 2000s. Yeah.
We're doing the OC Bros.
We're doing a podcast revisiting the whole show.
Yep.
The fuck,
dude, it's gonna be good, and we're doing it on his channel because I don't want to lose.
Samara Armstrong is on there. She's been canceled to hell for speaking her mind about whether it's the government or the jab or whatever. But yeah, she was on that show.
Dude, she's the one that was going after Cohen.
Mm-hmm. Summer?
No, the other one, the blonde. The blonde from the
season 3?
No, what are you freaking
season 1. Oh, Taylor. Anna. That's it, Anna. Yeah.
I don't know how I remembered that. You know what though? She's really, I love her videos on, and it's usually like an Instagram 1 or 2 minutes, but she really defends the right of parents.
Yes.
And the freedom to choose for their own children. And I salute her on that one, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She was just wrong for Seth though. Seth and Summer will always like belong together. There are Ross and Rachel. Are Ted and whatever her name was.
Ruben, are you doing a Twitch simp stream? Working out and fitness for all the late. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
I would watch that, dude. I would watch that. That's hilarious. What's up, Soul Assassin? He says, host of an OC Steam and can't remember who's who. I do.
I don't remember their like real names. I remember their show names, which, those are real to me.
You didn't remember her name was Anna, dude. How can you say you remember
I got there.
Anyways, let's make sure that even though there's not as many people on the panel, Ryan gets to talk. Ryan, did you watch Hawkeye today?
I've not been able to. I had a bunch of stuff going on. I do know that. I mean, the big spoiler that we've been
spoilers
talking about for forever is out there.
Yeah.
But I'll let you guys walk me through because I have not specifically seen it. I've just heard about it.
Okay,
I haven't seen it either.
So the beginning is Kate Bishop, who I gotta say Haley Steinfeld at least makes her kind of likable, but not.
I think I have a different perspective on
Okay,
Hawkeye
let me know.
than the vast majority of
I don't hate it.
Normal people.
But...
I think it's the best of the Disney Plus Marvel series that have come out this year.
Yes.
Now that's a really low bar. That means that this show's like a 3 or a 4 out of 10. But I think it has some like what they do with Kate Bishop. I find her annoying, which I think she's supposed to be annoying to a certain extent. But all of it is out of like the fact that she wants to be Jeremy Renner so bad. Like she has respect for him. Yes. She's been fun. She's inspired by him, all of these things, which they could have totally done it the other way. They could have totally just had her not give a shit about him. Like, I'm better than you type of thing. But no, she wants to be accepted by him so badly. Right. So from that perspective, I think that's a little different from what we've seen from the other Marvel series, which is a good thing. At the same time, there's a lot of other things about it that are terrible. And
the majority of men, right? The majority of men are just imbeciles in this show.
Yeah, it's idiotic. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing I think I really like in this episode. Actually, Jeremy Renner has a moment where he's at, okay, so they have a monument at the bridge where they, in Avengers, where they circle around them, before he like tells Hulk to smash. They have that like iconic scene in Avengers where the camera pans around all the Avengers. There's now a memorial at that bridge right outside of, I want to say that's Grand Central Station, but I might be wrong. And he takes out his hearing aid and he talks to Black Widow. So he talks to
Yelena Pugh.
No. He's talking
talking to
Scarjo. Yeah, I couldn't think of her name there for a second. So he's like talking to her, like how much he misses her, like how sorry he is for what had to happen, and he's how sorry I am for what I'm about to do. That was the best part of the whole show, and Pugh steals the show. Like, she is a likable character. I didn't love her in Black Widow. I didn't love her in Black Widow. I freaking love her. Oh, dude! But in this show, her and Kate Bishop, like Kate Bishop's mom takes care of her, cleans up her wounds. They end up, Kate tells her about Jack, the swordsman. And Kate's mom calls the cops. They take him away. And cleaning her.
I think that Kate's mom is behind the whole thing. Like a big, powerful woman running the whole scene, like tricking the dumb man into doing stuff. That's what I think.
Okay, so Kate's mom's cleaning off her wounds, pretty much telling her, like, you're not a superhero. Do you think you are? And you pan around her room and there's like one image of like, how girls and some boys have like a cork board with like all different photos of friends and stuff. Well, there's like behind them, you see it's Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye and it says hero. So, she's been like obsessed with him since she was a kid. And so she goes back to her old apartment that burned down, and Elaine is there, Elaine or whatever her name is there waiting for her. And they sit down, they eat macaroni. And she explains why she's going to kill him. The best part of it was the beginning before even the Hawkeye, like credits roll, or not credits, but the beginning. They show 2018 Elena trying to free some of the Black Widows that were brainwashed from the stupidest freaking movie ever, but they were brainwashed. She walks into a bathroom after they talk to one of these girls, and the girl's like, I kill people because I want to, and I make a lot of money. She walks in, she gets dusted, and then it's 5 years later and she's back, and to her it's been 5 seconds.
Oh, dusted. Okay. You mean, what do they call it? Biffed?
No, blipped. Blimped, whatever. But the way they show her come back, like the room breaks apart into like what the room it's a really interesting way they did it. Like the paint has changed in the last 5 years, so it like breaks away to the new color, and she's just like, what the what the frig happened? She did
get blipped, huh?
Yes, she did get blipped. This is the first time they showed like someone leave and how they return, and how she didn't lose a second of time. The only person to talk about that was in Endgame when Peter comes back. It was like, I was 1 minute here and the next minute I'm back. So
I kind of disagree with that, because in WandaVision, when we saw the chick
Rambo.
When we saw Monica Rambeau, we did see her kind of reform and come back, and she was like, where's my mom? Like, all that stuff. So that was very clear that they had no idea of what had just happened.
That's what I'm saying. She had no idea. She said, if I walked in the bathroom and 5 seconds later, I walk out and it's 5 years later. So they have none of them went anywhere. They just ceased to exist. So it was kind of interesting how they did it and how they broke away with the paint, and just, you got to watch that one scene. I thought that was kind of cool. But so anyways, she's pretty much interrogating Kate, but they have a nice little banter back and forth. And she pretty much says, stay out of my way. I don't want to have to hurt you, but I'm going to kill him because, everyone says he's a hero, but the bodies he's dropped can wrap around the world.
Wait, that wasn't her reason.
Well, no, she was hired and she believes he killed her sister.
That's the reason.
Right. And Kate's like, but they were best friends. And she's like, how do you know him that well? Like, you've only known him for a week. Or Elena. Or whatever the fuck her name is.
Yelena.
Okay. So
doesn't matter,
she does a cool drop out of the window. And then Kate starts just calling him and leaving message after message. It was kind of funny.
Yeah.
So
there's one of my biggest problems with these Disney Plus series, whether it's some of the Star Wars stuff we've seen or the Marvel, it's clear they're just stretching these shows out. It's like, and it's an idea for a movie that they then add a bunch of random dialogue that's supposed to be considered witty, but it just goes on for too long.
4 extra hours.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's like they have 2 hours of actual show followed by 2 hours of what can we stretch this out into.
Right.
And it's frustrating.
Right.
I need like a Hawkeye version of this show where it cuts out all the BS with her and whatever other chick is in there and just focus on Hawkeye, because he's the best part of this show. I watched the first 2 episodes and I loved all 5 minutes he was on screen. I thought he was great.
Yeah.
Well,
that's why people are tuning into this, right?
Yeah.
That is at the end of the day why the show's frustrating, because this is a story that no one really wants. All these characters that they're introducing, whether it's Lady Thor, whether it's Kate Bishop, Kamala Khan, like all these characters have failed, right? They have flopped. No one cares about them. They went through this in the comics. Ironheart, nobody cares. Yet they're using the characters you care about to use them as a platform to launch these characters. And what Black Widow should have been a story about Black Widow and Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
Or Black Widow.
How they met.
It should have been about them in Budapest. It should have been why that moment in Endgame, like why that meant so much and the connection they had. And that's, as you can tell, every time we get anything close to that in this show, those are like powerful moments because there's 2 characters that people care about.
Yes.
But instead they use it as a platform to launch their new Black Widow.
Yes.
Same thing with this show. This show, what it should have been about is about Jeremy Renner. You could have the Ronin suit, all that stuff. It's like the Ronin suit comes back and he has to kind of grab it. And because of that, because he's trying to get it back from these people, it's flashing back to his time during the blip,
right?
Where to explain what he did during that time and why he was doing that during this time, what the loss of his family did to him. Instead of just brief moments, it should be like half of an episode dedicated to that time, half of the episode in real time.
Right.
That's a story that makes sense.
I would have taken an hour-long drama of him just dealing with his PTSD and the regret and the guilt that he had, not only from the Ronin, but like, even before then, like his entire career and trying to readjust to having his family after 5 years of not having them. All of that is far more interesting than like the teen bopper, wanting to become super cool.
Let me ask, have we even had an hour in the 5 episodes we've had with him doing that? We've had probably like a half hour of Jeremy Renner, man. I feel like some of this show, the episodes he's been mailing it in, but there's moments where he is actually like, it's powerful. And you're right. It's when he's talking about ScarJo. It's about that connection and the loss he's going through. And kind of like his banter with his wife, because they're now opening the door to his wife being more than what she said she was. I guess she's going to be...
What?
She's going to be somebody she's going to either be an ex-agent or something. That's what they're leaning to. That's what they're leaning to.
Well, everyone has to be a fucking hero.
In the stuff that I've seen, it just seems like she's informed. You know,
Yes.
That's what it seems to me like. She just is informed. And I think that makes sense with how much Clint trusted her, obviously, and how much she became involved when the Avengers fucking slept over at her house, basically.
Yeah. But I mean, she's speaking other languages to talk to him. She's in front of the kids. Like, she knows, I just feel like she knows too much. And there's something about, okay, so in Avengers 2, when they hide at the house, you get a moment where, and I think they went back to this, you get a moment where Iron Man looks at her and goes, this can't be his wife. She has to be an agent. And I think they're playing on that, and they're making her a former agent that gave up. They hid her and him, took them off the books, and like allowed them to, have a family together, because she is no longer an agent. I think she was at one point, and that's how they met.
Okay, that maybe, but like her just being his rock. You know what I mean? Like his North Star.
I get
always there, always like there for him to lean on. Is far more compelling and powerful and realistic than her being some super spy.
Let's put it this way. Okay, so Kate Bishop's mom owns this security firm, and Hawkeye's wife from a farmhouse got information that she couldn't even get in one of the episodes. So I just feel like she has old contacts that she can still call.
Like her mommy.
They're gonna. Group. I think they took her, retconned her, and decided to make her. I think it's Mockingbird, or there was a character he was like involved with in the comic books that they kind of did in that TV show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This actress Bobby, or the character was Bobby, and she was Mockingbird. But I think that's who they're gonna have her be, is Mockingbird.
But have you gotten to the big reveal? This feels like it's going on a long time for you to like.
Well, we were talking about other things. Okay, so she says, "You get in my way, Kate Bishop, I kill you." Kate Bishop leaves all those voicemails. He puts on the Ronin suit after he does the little cry thing at the memorial, and he tells Echo to meet him where it all started with Ronin. Okay, and that was at Fat Man's car, whatever it is. So he takes out all their guys because, they're all not as smart and not as powerful.
All the tracksuit guys.
All the tracksuit guys, including her number 2 guy, Kazi, I think, or something like that.
Oh, no, Mr.
And they start brawling, and he has her down with a sword to her throat. It was like, it takes off the mask, and he's like, "I wanted you to see my face. We are so much alike, our rage, blah, 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 blah." He goes, "But how do you think I found your father? Your boss... one of your informants told me your boss wanted me to know." So he's talking about the big boss. And she didn't believe it at first,
big guy.
Yeah. She flips it on him, goes to kill him. Kate Bishop shoots the thing out. She finds him through GPS once again, and they walk off. And they go stay at Grills or something like that. But I think she starts realizing that I didn't realize that kid Kazi or her number 2 was her father's number 2. Even though he would have been like 18 or 17 when he died, but whatever.
Moonlighting?
Yeah, well, the dad, he was his number 2, but he would have been as young as she was. So that's pretty impressive. But he never showed up for the meeting that they all got killed at by the Ronin. So
is he diverse?
No, he's kind of white.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then
he's not American.
No,
he's like, I don't know. I have no idea what type of nationality any of these tracksuit guys are supposed to be. I would imagine like the tracksuit guys. I always think, oh, they're probably Italian. And they started talking. That's like they're not Italian.
They're like Eastern European.
They're like Turkish or something.
Yeah, they're like Russian or Eastern European. Yeah, something like that. So it ends with Pew following Kate Bishop's mom.
Yeah, we're speaking Russian.
That it is.
I think they were speaking Russian at one point.
Yeah, and
whatever
I bet you
it was weird and foreign.
It was definitely foreign, but I bet you Pew will come in and be able to understand what they're talking about in the next episode. But anyways, she follows Kate Bishop's mom, and she texts Kate Bishop while they're all at Grill's house eating pizza, feeding the dog pizza. And it says, "I just wanted to let you know who actually hired me. It was your mother. I thought you deserved to know." And then there's a photo of her and dun, 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 Wilson Fisk. Boom.
Just a picture?
That's just a picture of her and the mother and Fisk together in a lobby. Internet broken.
Oh,
not really.
We all knew.
We all knew, but I woke up and I saw Wilson Fisk trending, and it was like at 2,000 tweets. I was like, oh, there's your Hawkeye fan base.
Yep. That's it, man. That's it. I'm glad he's back. I think he was one of the best parts of the Netflix MCU.
Agreed.
Yeah, he's awesome in Daredevil.
He's awesome in everything he does, man.
Yeah, he is. He is. Now
I don't know how great he is in Jurassic World.
Oh God.
Well,
yeah.
okay. My bad. I forgot about that one. Other than Jurassic World, he's pretty good in everything.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He was great in Men in Black.
Yeah. Yeah. He was.
What he was though. No.
Yeah, he was.
Good.
He was.
Tried to throw me off with your tone the way you said that, but.
I think he's memorable in Men in Black. I don't know if I would call it great, but yeah.
It was
Oscar
freaky.
winning.
Very memorable.
Should have won the Oscar.
It was freaky. So yeah, that's how that one ends. I wonder what's going to happen in the next one.
I don't know, but Mayor of Kingstown is 10 times better.
So much better. So much better. Have you watched that?
What?
Mayor of Kingstown. It's on.
No, I've heard it's good though.
Oh, it's real good.
So good. It's Jeremy. It's everything about Jeremy Renner that you want in Hawkeye in this one.
There's only one episode left, right?
Yes.
What, Hawkeye?
Yes.
Yeah, it's only 6 episodes, right?
That's
What's
another
next?
thing that
Ironheart?
pisses me off, man. What's up, dude?
Yeah, how's everyone doing?
We're doing
Good up,
well, man. We're doing well. Welcome to the party, Mr. Grant Gregory.
Thank you very much for having me.
Good to see you, buddy. Did you watch Hawkeye?
An abridged version of it.
Okay.
Yeah. I skipped everything. Didn't have Hawkeye in it, so
about 4 minutes, not even.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good.
That's
what
very
I hear.
abridged.
That's very abridged.
I was able to skip like whole episodes, so it was great. I Google how long he's in the episode for, and then there's a forum that has the time, so I just go to that part on the video.
Right.
Nice.
So I'm looking for the article I wanted to cover. Give me 1 second, because I am always in control.
I think that the idea of bringing Kingpin in is, everybody wants it, everyone's cheering, all that stuff, and Kingpin and Daredevil, between Vincent D'Onofrio and Charlie Cox, but I just don't see whatever they're going to do with him in the MCU as being close, like, to the tone or to the level of what they did in Daredevil.
Well, because they can't get anywhere near that tone though, because it was so dark and serious and but street level as well. It's all grounded. The MCU is not grounded at all.
It was grounded. It was dark. It was fucking gritty.
Yep.
It was R-rated. It was brutal. And that's why it was so good, because it's two characters that telling a story like that is very rewarding to see that type of grounded story play out in real time. And I don't think that that's going to be anywhere close to what we can expect from the MCU.
Or just even on a base choreography sort of thing. I mean, the fight scenes in this have probably been some of the better ones, but they're still absolute garbage. But I mean, you look at just that first season of Daredevil, that one hallway scene in the end of the second episode.
Yeah.
Like, they're never going to be able to do that in MCU.
They definitely watched The Raid, which I'm a big fan of. I love The Raid 2. Those guys are awesome, but
I don't need a scene like that, necessarily. What I care more about is just the brutality in general and the tone of these characters.
Because at that street level, though, everything is going to be brutal because you don't have super beams or magical hammers that won't really hurt you, but you'll think you're hurt. Yeah, does that make sense? Like, it's not going to knock somebody's head off. But with Daredevil though, it was brutal because it was real and it was like grounded. And I think that getting away from I don't know how they're going to bring any of that into the MCU without betraying what it was.
Yeah, like Daredevil he's beating people until they physically can't move. Yeah, right. That's what he's doing, and that's just not MCU.
Well, Kingpin took a dude's head off with a car door.
Yeah, he did.
So like you started I thought you were going to touch on this before, Ryan, like how the MCU will go for like an emotional moment and then always has to jump into humor right away. Yeah. How can you go from like a Wilson Fisk that just took a dude's head off with a car door into like he lost his head over that one, like
wow. Yeah, or they're like they're gonna be like in Wilson Fisk's apartment, and he's like got the wall sitting there, and he'll be like, I looked at this wall for hours every day. Yes. And Hawkeye just be like, it's kind of fucking dumb to me, but whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and they'll just like, because that's such like a great story about like how he grew up and why he is the way he is and what fucking happened to him, and they'll just make a joke out of it.
Dude, that shit was nuts how he became who he was. Like the way his dad like made him beat up the bully, and then the mom and dad, and then him taking out his dad. Like that was some dark ass shit. And you are not going to, the MCU will never reach there. So what I think is they're going to try to play him off as a variant. So there was a Netflix Kingpin, but he was a variant of the one we have now in Hawkeye. Mark my words, Charlie Cox will be a variant of the one he was in the Netflix.
But why did we get all the pussies? Like what?
There is, I don't know, without going into too many details, he's in Spider-Man, and there is a certain scene with him where he does something.
Wait a minute, what? Who's in Spider-Man? Spoilers! Okay, who's in it?
Yeah. Without getting too into it, spoilers.
Spoilers. He's in Spider-Man, definitely.
Well, to be fair, I'm not sure who he is.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking. Well, Ryan already mentioned it, so I'm just feeding off what he said.
Okay.
There's a character that we've already mentioned that's in the movie, and he does something. Yes. Does something. Oh. It's a he. I'm going to spoil that much.
Okay. All right.
It's a he who essentially uses strength / powers in the same way, but it's played off very differently
than what it was in
Luke
the
Cage?
Netflix.
Okay.
Potentially, yes. Potentially.
So let me ask you: have you seen it?
Or Sweet Christmas.
Yeah. I saw it last night.
Oh yeah, because sometimes it comes out early.
They're fucking ahead of us.
Whatever happened to America mostly getting everything first?
Well, I also got an advanced screening, so.
Oh, geeks and gamers, look at me.
So my sources have been telling me that the movie is not woke, like at all. And by my sources, I mean Tom's sources, but
I was just about to say you have no sources.
Everyone that I've looked at that I kind of respect their opinions on that were able to see it have said that it's not identity politics heavy at all. I mean, obviously Zendaya currently exists and will always exist. You know what I mean? As MJ, but beyond that, I haven't really heard too much of that. Listen, there's Marvel humor in it, from what I understand, which you're just gonna have at this point.
Yeah.
I haven't heard it's anything identity politics heavy.
There are a couple of scenes where it's just like, okay, this is the part where you're just going to have the Marvel joking sort of things. It's like, there is something major going on around you, but we're going to take 2 minutes to do little jokes. There's a few of those sort of moments.
I have no problem with
that. I think that it's important to remember that this is a Sony movie.
Yes.
Right? And when you look at all of these now we have this will be the third Spider-Man movie. We have 2 Venom movies.
Yeah.
None of them have been really identity politics stuff, and that's why Venom, I think, probably did so well. Even though I don't really think it was that great of a movie. And with the exception of Zendaya, really, I don't think you could point to too many other things in the first 2 Spider-Man movies that are like, talked about super woke.
Right. We talked about this earlier. It's because Sony doesn't have fuck you money. Like Disney has enough money to where like they're not worried.
Sony needs this to work so they can keep Spider-Man. That's Sony what it is. It's not even FU money. It's more like we got to get this right for all people to enjoy because, in Zendaya, I think that wasn't identities politics or anything like that. There was no agenda. It was this girl is hot right now. She's like the next it girl. Let's just get her and we'll call her MJ, but not call her Mary. Like she's not Mary Jane.
Well, there are a couple of scenes in the trailer that aren't even in the film with her. She's in a couple of scenes in the trailer that aren't even in the film.
Is it the
one of those
name scene? Because I hate
that's so much. Yeah, I haven't changed
because that name is awesome.
Yeah, No Way Home, if it's not woke, like if it doesn't have that message, and I think you're absolutely right, Ryan, like Sony doesn't have that agenda. I think they just want to put out good superhero films, not DCU or the DC like dark, and not like the MCU whammon. They want to be somewhere in the middle where everybody can enjoy it. Now, Carnage, that was terrible. I'm sorry, that movie was horrible. The first Venom was watchable.
Yeah, well, the problem is the second Venom was basically just the first one again.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
why it's
a lighter remake, essentially. Yeah.
What a waste of Carnage, though. What a waste. Like, it's like, Woody, dude, you're really old. Could we have gotten somebody a little bit younger, somebody a little bit hotter at the time, a little crazier? Like, I love Woody. Don't get me wrong, but
how is he?
He was more menacing.
Yeah. Like,
he was
how
more
are they the
menacing
same
human.
age?
Yeah, I don't know
anywhere
that.
Near the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. All right, so I got an article.
And Sony also gets 75% of the profits from this movie.
Yes.
Important to note.
When it's one of theirs, right?
I have a feeling that once certain scenes come out, people will be going specifically to the cinemas for one or two scenes, and they'll be willing to pay for that just for a few scenes. I'm pretty sure how they've set the whole thing up. There's a lot of fan service, but not over the top.
Really?
So, yeah.
Okay.
The Matrix comes out next weekend, and I think it's gonna bomb.
I thought it was coming out this weekend.
No, this weekend Spider-Man.
I thought it's coming out the same time as Spider-Man.
The 22nd. It's coming out so next week.
Oh, okay.
Dude, it's going, but it's also same day release on HBO Max, right?
I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna watch it. I'm not going to a movie. This isn't getting me out of my place, But there's no way that it can beat Spider-Man, even in the second week.
Maybe
there's no streaming service for Spider-Man, from what I know. Is it the same over in the States?
Yes.
There's no way they're going to release that on Disney Plus or something.
Are you shocked, Ryan, that they're releasing Matrix same day?
No, because they did everything that way. That was the agreement that they did. I said from as soon as they made that decision and we saw Dune's box office, was like, it's not going to affect the sequel, because every HBO Max day-and-day release has kind of made close to the same amount of money. Dune kept on going, which was good for it because they specifically promoted it that way. But yeah, it's when you give people that option, and we've been fucking hammered that, hey, stay home. And for some people, it's a pain in the ass to go out anywhere at this point because of wherever you may live. Yeah, it's not surprising that more people are choosing to watch it at their homes. And they did it knowing that they were gonna take a hit at the box office, but they were hoping to push HBO Max subscribers.
Gotcha.
And they
did, didn't they? That's their whole thing right now.
That has to be it, because like Warner Brothers knows Spider-Man. Like they know like there's a Spider-Man, right? Because I don't see any other reason why they would release it this close to unless they're more focused on the subscriptions.
They are. That's what the HBO Max is what they're pushing, and I think a 1 week difference. They feel like they could still at least come in second, maybe even overtake it. I don't know.
You're releasing it over Christmas, right?
Yep.
So Christmas is a big time.
Break.
There also may be something in the contracts where it's required to, like, if they get it out in 2021, maybe there's something in there. I don't know.
Right.
Well, I mean, here in Australia, when it comes to the Spider-Man, it's going to make the most money out of any film this year, because they've just released all the mask mandates and double vax mandates, so anyone can now go to the cinemas. So,
really?
And that happened last night.
Okay.
So it's definitely going to be big here with that one, and I think Matrix will also, because we don't have HBO Max here as of yet. So we have no way of watching it.
It's not here?
It's not here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
But yeah, so maybe Matrix will be big internationally, but yeah, I think anywhere where HBO Max is, you're just gonna wait. I mean, I would. Yeah.
Hey, Katina, if you know how to Captain Jack Spider-Man, let me know.
Spider-Man is the first Marvel movie. Well, sorry, the first
Sony.
MCU movie, which is from Sony, that I'm going to see since Endgame.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I haven't seen a single fucking movie since Endgame.
Me either.
Holy shit!
I've skipped.
Same here. I didn't even see the last Spider-Man.
Yeah, I skipped the what was the other one? The Shang-Chi. I skipped that one too.
Shang-Chi.
Shang-Chi. I skipped both of those.
Shang. Yeah.
I watched the Captain Jack version of Spider-Man Far From Home.
Same here.
And a couple of the other ones, yeah. But
Shang-Chi too.
I have not gone to a theater to see one since Endgame.
Yeah,
so this one. Really, the only way I'm justifying it to myself is because it's Sony.
Right. Right. So let me ask you a question. Are you looking forward to either one of these movies? I'm looking forward to The Matrix just because I like to support Keanu. I like the dude. I always have. But I'm worried what they're doing with that movie. It's like she's the one. She's the one. Like everything's up to her. It's almost like they're trapped in her matrix. I'm very confused on what's going on in that movie. Does anybody have a take on that?
I think that they are going to. I think that Trinity is going to have the powers of the one, but I think they're going to need to be together for it to happen.
Oh, so a dyad. Yeah,
I do think. I think that's kind of what they're going to go for.
Jesus.
And I will say, I'll say this. I think it's going to be kind of bullshit. I think it'll be obvious why they're giving Trinity the one powers, but I do think it's also important to remember that Neo is not the one.
Right.
He has that conversation where it's like there's been 12 different iterations of you. You know what I mean? There's been 12 different the ones every time they fucking restarted the Matrix. So there is like they can excuse away that way.
Right. But she's still the same.
Doing it.
It would be different if she was a new Trinity, but she's still the same person. So he was the one of that world. But
maybe. You also can't look past that new chick with the shaved head because she's in like every other scene in those trailers because kicking ass to the level of Neo.
Was that the girl from Iron Fist?
Oh,
was that Iron Fist, right? That's the one with the really shitty iron karate
Danny
guy.
Rand?
Yeah, Danny Rand. Oh my God, he was terrible. The dude from Game of Thrones. But the Woo girl. Woo.
Wait,
she's that same girl, isn't she? Isn't she the same person in the Matrix? I'm looking that up right now. I swear
like
it's the same
crossover with the MCU.
No, I think it's the same actress.
I thought the person in Matrix was a black chick.
No, is she?
It's not.
Oh, she may be.
Is it Colleen Chung or something?
Okay, we're gonna find out right now. I'm gonna put this up here so everyone can see it, that I'm a moron. Because my supporters know that about me. Here we go. Let's take a look. All right. So we're going top cast. No, it is her, Jessica Henwick.
Is she the one that has the shaved head in it?
Yeah, she's the one with the blue hair. She's the one with the blue hair, isn't she?
I don't know. I didn't recognize her in those trailers.
No.
Okay, let's see. As Bugs. Let's see who is Bugs. Boom! I am amazing.
Oh, see,
that's
not
the one.
Ryan.
That's not the one I'm thinking of.
Oh,
the one I'm thinking of has she's wearing glasses and a half shaved head. Yeah.
Oh no, that's the little
Jada
girl.
It's not Jada Pinkett Smith.
No, Jada Pinkett Smith looks really old in this one.
Really
you're
old.
Thinking of this girl right here, Pakara Chopra Jonas.
Maybe.
Jonas. She's Sati. She's the little girl.
Maybe
no, that's not the one I'm thinking
of. That's not the one I'm thinking of either.
It has to be. Hold on.
Let me look it up. Let me find it.
It has to be her.
Yes, because I never really watched any of the trailers, but the one that I saw, it seemed like it was Trinity that was taking the place of Neo, because you saw her using her different powers and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my friends seems to think that she is still Neo. It's just when they're in the Matrix, he's seeing himself as her and she's seeing herself as him. Something to do with the trans allegory.
What?
Oh God, here we go again. But I thought I saw a very early clip where Neo sees himself as a different man in a picture, and that's when he takes the pills.
Well, there was it's the blue pill or the more bluer pill instead of the red.
Oh, you're right. That is her. I hadn't seen that one clip with her with the glasses off.
Yep, that's her. Sati or Sati. Yeah, she plays.
No, not her.
Oh,
no.
You're talking about Bugs.
Yeah,
totally her.
Bugs, what a.
That's her right there. Those glasses, right?
Yes, there is. And that's why I thought the half shaved head, because look how the
no, you know, I didn't even realize that.
Her.
Yep.
God, this chick was hot.
I can believe it.
She is hot, dude. And even the one that plays you know, I don't know how to say it. She looks like a lesbian Indian chick. This one, she is smoking hot in real life, and they have her looking like that. Like, look at the difference. Like, she's smoking hot there, and then smoking hot there, and then you have her in these whacked out glasses for this movie. And I don't even know if that's the same movie. Yeah, it is.
Is she related to Deepak by any chance?
She's a actress in her own right. She was in a show. It wasn't FBI.
Well, Deepak Chopra isn't in that.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. She's married to one of the Jonas brothers, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's that chick.
Lucky.
Yeah, he is. Shit, he probably didn't have sex before her. Good one.
Oh, you don't believe that,
at least not with
they had
women.
rings.
They had rings.
They had rings. Yeah, and I don't know, Jessica Henwick. I mean, she's an attractive young lady in her own right, and they make her look pretty fucked up.
She was in Love and Monsters, which, by the way, surprised the hell out of me how much I liked that movie.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I went in thinking it was just going to be, complete rubbish, but I actually really enjoyed it.
Well, don't forget she was a sand snake too.
Is she the main chick in that? Is she in Love and Monsters?
Maybe she is.
Huh.
I can't. She was a sand snake too. What a terrible freaking movie, or show. I mean, all right. So let's move on. Stop sharing that.
I can't believe that they did that. Here she is. Like, hold on.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Can't believe they did that to her.
Now, I mean, she's hot, dude. Like in real life, she's very attractive young lassie.
I would.
They make her look terrible.
So far away from her, like nothing. Like,
yeah, that's why I didn't know. Like, I had no clue that that's who this person was.
Yeah,
it's messed up, dude.
Like a lot of the trailers focus.
Yeah,
on
that face does not even look familiar. Like,
no.
even if you hide the hair, the face that she's pulling there doesn't even look like her.
No, the only reason I knew it was her is because of that mole she has, or whatever beauty mark you want to call it on her. Like, I was like, wait a minute, that looks like the girl from Iron Fist.
She definitely has that part of her head shaved.
Yeah, definitely. They're definitely pulling the. Now, is this movie really like a trans movie? Like, I know they've gone back and tried to say that Switch was going to be a female in the real world and a man, or reverse that in the Matrix. I know they both turned out to be women trapped in men's bodies, right? The directors,
which is crazy. Think of the odds that.
Yeah, think about being their dad.
Well, I mean, just think about the odds for that to happen. Like, my goodness, it's almost as if it's not.
The percentage on that one, you're. Like, you can't bet. You would win a lot of money if you bet that one. Yeah. The odds on that.
By the way, you should go check out Wednesday Live with Culture and I. I had him read an article about how to go down on a feminine penis. Sorry, I think the article is called "How to Eat Someone Out If They Have a Feminine Penis." It's brilliant.
Okay, I have no clue.
You have to go find out.
Check with the penis.
It's called a tease.
Okay, that was a great tease. Denzel Washington talks about his Christian faith in recent interview, questions people who are willing to do anything to get followed on social media. Talking about me. Academy Award winning actor Denzel Washington, known for his roles in films like Training Day and Glory, professed his Christian faith in a recent interview promoting his new film, The Tragedy of Macbeth, wherein the actor questions those individuals who are willing to do anything to get followed. I guess he's retiring from acting because he's going to get canceled, man.
Why?
Because people, that's what they do now. Do you think he's untouchable?
Yeah.
Denzel, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's already called out basically people trying to have racial divisions and bringing that kind of stuff in. Yeah. He's called that stuff out for a long time. He'll be fine. Denzel Washington is one of the few people that can like garner attention for a project immediately.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. No, you have a valid point there. It's so strange to see someone that's that. You know, he is one of the only stars I could think of that could say something and they won't try to cancel him. Like, who else can get away with that? I mean, I know she's not a star, but she was in her own right. Martina Navratilova fought for gay rights and women's rights in sports for 30 years. And then she says one women shouldn't or men shouldn't be able to compete in women's events, and they tried to cancel her ass until she said something about, you know, that president who shall not be named, the one kicked off to Twitter. It's crazy, man. Like, I'm shocked he can't be canceled.
Well, I think Denzel Washington's a bigger deal than a female tennis player, but
any man really is.
Yeah, I know exactly. I probably am, but that is a little different. Like the idea, like the trans issue is just sensitive as hell.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Even to the point where you see J.K. Rowling or anyone who simply professes that, you know, biology is real. I support you, live your life the way you want, but don't try to tell me that biology isn't real type of thing.
Right.
Like the most innocuous thing you could possibly imagine. That'll get you canceled.
Science is racist.
Yeah. The whole idea of just like the words are violence or whatever. Like, no, you're being dumb. Like if like you can't control what other people say, but you can control how you react to it. Somewhere along the line, we have lost sight of that you control your reaction to what happens rather than trying to control what is said or what happens, to keep you from having those, feels.
Silence is violence and words are violence. So it leaves us in a precarious situation.
Right. You used to be able to stay quiet, and now that is a mission of guilt. Omission of guilt.
They want you to shut up, but talk about it, but don't over talk about it because you don't live that experience. So shut up.
Right.
Also, don't ask us about it.
Don't ask questions. Questions are racist. They're sexist. They're bigoted.
Math.
But you should already know. But don't read up on it. We're not a fetish.
Right. Right. And companies, I heard like Bethel Steel, which is one of the biggest steel manufacturers in the United States, maybe even in the world, have litter boxes now for furry employees.
No, they don't. There
are schools in look it up. There's schools.
Real surely.
There's schools in Maine that have litter boxes for kids that are furries.
Look, Scott, we all like to have a good time here.
Look it up.
You're not going to convince me that there's litter boxes.
After I read this,
furries.
I'll ask Lyndon. He'll know.
Yeah, he would know. I'm more interested. Okay, so he goes on. I'm more interested in directing because I'm more interested in helping others. Washington said, "What I do, what I make, what I made, all of that is that going to help me on the last day of my life. It's about who have you lifted up, who have we made better." He goes on. This is spiritual warfare. So I'm not looking at it from an earthly perspective. If you don't have a spiritual anchor, you'll be easily blown by the wind and you'll be led to depression. Remembering his late father, who was an ordained Pentecostal minister, Washington recalls, we'll stop there for a second. What's up, George?
How you doing, my friend?
Good. Just reading.
George, what's up, buddy?
Hey, George.
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Good to see you, buddy.
Great to see you, Ryan.
George.
Hey, Matt. Mr. Grant, how you doing, brother? Everyone doing great?
I'm doing great, Matt. Why do you sound so upset to see George?
What? I'm not upset to see George.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like
just
it.
upset that he has to listen to you read the rest of this article. Probably.
Well, that's my life. That's what got my father. He could give up the meat and fried foods. Asked Dow whether she had read the Bible, encouraging the reporter to start with the New Testament because the Old Testament is harder. You get caught up in the whole begot who thing. Okay, where do we get to the good stuff? Regarding this particular infamous curse, Denzel Washington said that he was not afraid in the slightest, fervently asserting, "I am a God-fearing man. I try not to worry," adding that fear is contaminated faith. So he's talking about probably like, curses of Shakespeare. Anywho, devoted Christian, the enemy is in the inner me, Washington explained, further elaborating. The Bible says it in the last days. I don't know if it's the last days. It's not my place to know, but it says we'll be lovers of ourselves. He goes on, the number one photograph today is a selfie. Oh, me at the protest. Me with the fire. Follow me. Listen to me. Asserting that we're living in a time where people are willing to do anything to get follows. He The question, what is the long or short-term effect of too much information? It's going fast. It can be manipulated, obviously, in a myriad of ways, and people are led like sheep to the slaughter. The actor goes on, in heaven, there are going to be 2 lines. The long line and short line, I'm interested in being the short line. You have to fill up the bucket every morning. It's rough out there. You leave the house in the morning. Here they come, chipping away. By the end of the day, we got to refill the bucket. We know right from wrong. Wow, so he's just really, he's digging into the whole God thing, and I give him credit for that, man.
He kind of sounds like a universalist. Like with his idea of the 2 lines, because rather than like the traditionalist or the so basically when it comes to the I can't say the word, like there's a big word for like when we're talking about life after death in Christianity, right? You have 3 main ideas. You have traditionalism, which is your heaven, your hell. You have conditionalism, which is also heaven and hell. However, at the second coming, hell will be destroyed completely. Anything there is just out of existence. And then you have the universalism, which is the idea that eventually everyone will come to know God as their Lord. You know, and
right, hell is impermanent. Purgatory is impermanent.
Universalism, like there isn't a hell anyway. Like
no,
they don't try to describe like what it will be, but like eventually, you know, every knee will bow and everyone will come back to the Father.
Well, isn't hell not in at least the Old Testament? Like they don't really even in the New Testament. It really isn't, right? They don't even talk about Valhalla. I like that. I'm sorry, Valhalla or bust. I don't know. I enjoy seeing an actor not scared to speak his truth. George, what do you think about that? Being able to not be scared to actually say I am a religious person.
Well, no, spiritual. I think that's great. Especially it shows all the beta males what a real man is supposed to do and how they're supposed to behave. I mean, come on. In this day and age, what do you have? You have either these hashtag heroes on Twitter or the Instagram video vigilantes. And when you get a celebrity who actually speaks his mind, it makes news because he's actually speaking his mind. He has a pair of balls. The rest of them gone shriveled up back into their stomach, and he's showing them how to go. I've always liked that about Denzel. He doesn't mince words. It's like Anthony Hopkins. Every time he's asked about a political or social issue, he's like, I'm an actor.
Yep.
Why in the world do you want to hear what I have to say? And I'm not going to tell you. Follow whatever you. I mean, it's like, but Denzel, the fact that he's sharing it with the world, it shows you how important it is to him. Now, I want to see the blowback that's going to come from this and how he's going to handle it, because I don't think he's a wilting lily who's going to be like, oh, I apologize. That's my hope.
Okay, George, these guys already said they don't think that he will even be. They won't even attempt to cancel him because of this.
No, I don't think they're going to attempt to cancel him because, especially given the times we're living in, but I think there's got to be some attack. If not, well, it shows you what kind of cowards they are. What do you think, Ryan?
I think that, well, one, Denzel's a black man, so he inherently has some protection from the woke mob. Mm-hmm. But two, it's not like he's not really inherently calling anyone out specifically. It's not like he's attacking a certain group or anything like that. So I don't think that people are going to be as easily offended by it, I suppose. I think that it'd be one thing if he was like, yes, all the pronoun people, all the people with pronouns in your bios, all you want is to get some attention and get some clout because you can't have anything else to be a victim for, right? If he said something like that, yeah, they'd come after him hard. But this is kind of innocuous, I think. And it's not targeted towards anyone.
You think he straddled the line purposely, like saying what he believed without actually?
I think he kept it about. He made some grand statements about like people will do anything for follows these days. People are very self-obsessed. But for me, this is how I want to live my life. He kept it kind of about him.
Okay. Right. I think it was important for him, like you just said, to keep it. That was a blank statement. He made just his take on society right now. The part where he talks about selfies. Everything is me by the fire, me doing this, me doing that. And at the end of the day, is that really that important? The whole me looking at myself and not actually taking accountability for what I did that day. I think more people should listen to what he said. I feel like we lost the idea. I think it has become trendy not to be spiritual in today's day and age. And I think a lot of us, me being in recovery, I need that spiritual base, and it doesn't have to be religious, but just believe in something more powerful than myself because I make really bad decisions.
Right.
So, you know, like,
you're going to say very bad content. I was going to agree with you.
No, that is just known. I don't have to tell people that.
Right. You know what's funny is they even made fun of it, actually, of the selfie generation in that first episode of Hawkeye where he's taking a piss and he's at the urinal where it says Thanos is right. And the dude walks up to him and is like, can I have a picture? It's like,
can we take a selfie? Because
not the time, dude.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that kind of showed everyone's obsession, not only with celebrity, but with that, selfie generation. You had people, Ryan, that come up to you when you're at the convention, want a selfie. It's like there's never. It seems like it has breached like all the protocols, all the boundaries. Like people.
When you're as big as a YouTube star that Ryan is, everybody wants a selfie.
No, but he knows what I'm saying. Do you think it's gonna die down soon, or is it just going to keep ramping up?
I think that's just part of life at this point, and I don't think I think it's when that's the driving force behind people's entire existence, right? Just getting followers on Instagram or just getting likes on a post.
Right.
That has become like a serotonin hit for people.
Yeah.
It's this thing that people are just so obsessed with, and that doesn't have any substance, right? That's why I think you get a lot of these people on Twitter that get caught up in these, whether they're stan accounts, whether they're trying to cancel people, whatever, they get so mixed in and into that. Hey, look at all this interaction I can get because I got a like.
Yeah.
Right. I see what you're saying.
I got to be honest. Before I hit 1,000, I was so focused on it. And it wasn't until my wife was like, "Why do you care?"
I meant dopamine hit, but I guess serotonin kind of almost works as well.
Dopamine, serotonin, it's both a good high.
Well, I mean, and that's what it is. It's a modern day drug.
It is.
It's the first like essentially virtual, shot in the arm that people are getting, and especially a lot of people who don't go out and drink and smoke and do all that other sort of stuff. That's the thing that they fight, and the idea of any part of that being taken away is like trying to take the drugs off a junkie. They get very upset, very defensive, and
you really think they really feel that way?
Oh, let me say I am an addict, dude. I get addicted to things very easily.
Okay.
I really love drugs. The only problem is I'm allergic. I break out in handcuffs, so I had to stop. And like before I hit 1,000, my wife had like looked at me and she's like, once I hit the 1,000, she's like, are you ready to just chill? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, you were so focused on hitting that 1,000 mark, you would check it every, couple hours to see if it moved.
I did that, and I still struggle with that.
Well, after that, dude, you just gotta let it go. Like, look, I jokingly talk about trying to get subs. I send out tweets and stuff. The truth of the matter is, I hit that one goal I really care about. I don't care after that. I have fun. I get to hang out with cool people. I get to talk about things I love, and occasionally make a couple bucks doing it. Like, I don't care what people really think about me. I think we all care a little, but
right.
I really don't, dude. I don't care. Like I'm able to make fun of myself because I don't care about that image.
It's there's a fine line between, we're talking about followers and now we're talking about subscribers. Like, yeah. It's one thing when you have a goal in mind. It's actually a good thing to be obsessed with a goal. Yeah. If you have a plan to do something with that and build towards it. Like I'm obviously, I passed 90,000 subscribers. I got my eye very firmly focused on 100,000 subscribers, but it's because that's a stepping stone and part of my goals and what I'm going to do, like legitimately with my life at this point.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's much different than I think focusing on, just so obsessed over likes on an Instagram post, if it's not something that's making your life or improving your life or a goal in your life.
Well, if it's not business and it's just, this is like, why aren't people liking me? That's the issue.
Yeah. Right.
If you're your goal is a business.
Like Ryan's making content. A lot of these people who are chasing it, they'll see someone that'll post a funny meme or something on Twitter or Instagram and get 10,000 retweets, and then they do something they think's funnier and that doesn't get any traction. And there's the essentially the chasing the dragon sort of thing, where
Yeah,
Ryan's got goal, he's got stepping stones, he's focused his life on doing that. That's a lot different than someone who has no goals but just want to skip all the hard work, or all the nights where you've had 1 or 2 hours sort of sleep, where you've been planning and doing everything, and they want the high at the end, but they're not willing to
instant
do the work to be able to
gratification.
They
afford
want the shortcut. They want the shortcut.
Mad.
Oh,
What's up?
No, I was just
I
that
think
was
you're
like your
using it
definition.
as an
Of what?
example.
Anyways, glinser for $5 says.
All I was gonna say was that
okay.
I don't know if it's anything like this. I'm nowhere near being at 1,000 or whatever. But like with love, it's usually when you give up on it, when it actually comes around, like you actually find that person, because you don't have that aura of being desperate and like needing, like, you know what I mean, like going like
That's really
that's
true.
Never stopped for Scott. So.
No, never.
Right,
I make people pity me.
Yes, exactly.
It comes that way with sex or subs.
Are you doing the pity sex too?
That's how I got married. Anywho,
I gotcha.
Summer. In a recent interview, Jennifer Aniston said it's not the same industry. They're hiring based on TikTok and Instagram. Truth to power. So maybe these kids are
as opposed to what? If you can suck dick good, what does she mean? The industry is different.
Yeah, I guess the casting couch is no longer.
Weinstein's in jail now, so they got to find somewhere else.
All these fucking people that like, I never knew he was doing that. You all fucking knew. You all knew.
That is true to an extent. Now you can hire people that have these massive reaches, right. that have these like kind of built-in people that are following them or whatever, as opposed to in the 90s going in for a audition for Friends, the show that nobody knew that would be anything or not.
Right.
You have all these people that are kind of on the same platform. They're a face and they're a personality.
They're a headshot. Yep.
Yeah. So.
But what are you saying reaches? You mean now it's just all who you know?
I'm saying, like, imagine if you started a show like that with the budget of that, but you hired somebody that had 3 million TikTok followers.
Oh, I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
kind of a big deal.
I can see inherent value.
Yeah, because they have a built-in audience.
And also, like, you can scour for talent that way, even to a point.
I can tell you just from personal experience, when I got my first book published, the first 8 publishers were like, do you have 25,000 Facebook followers or 50,000 Twitter followers? I'm like, no. They're like, yeah, we're not interested. And that's before reading the book. They're like, we don't care. You have to have that as a base. I was like,
right.
It's because that's almost like a safe investment for them, because if you have that type of following, at least there's probably a guarantee of like a 10% or something return based off that, and according to their analytics.
Right, but they didn't even care about the book. They're like, we don't care. Mm-hmm. How many do you have? They're like, get back to us when you have it, then we'll read it.
Yeah. It's like me. I'm kind of a big deal over on TikTok. I'm just waiting for the calls. Yeah, 6,500, whatever.
Are you gonna get banned?
They're real people. This is my 3rd account.
Oh.
Yeah, they've deleted a 7,000 account, 9,000 account. Now I'm at 6,500 again. So if you combine them, I'm doing pretty well.
It's weird how you can't get them to come over here.
Yeah,
with them being real.
They hate, dude. No, they're real. These people comment. They hate. I'm in the like very conservative people like me over there, and they hate Twitter and YouTube.
Really?
Fucking hate it. But I'm like, you're on TikTok though. Like the CCP owns this pretty much, and you won't come over to this one. I don't get it. But anyways,
half of them couldn't even spell CCP.
So are you gonna go on TikTok too?
Ryan, doesn't Geeks and Gamers have a TikTok?
We have a TikTok. I don't think it has very many followers.
I can give you guys a shout out, maybe. Toxic Man Flu for $2.
We don't want it.
No, I can help you out. Scott is addicted to sniffing butts. Sniffing butts. Is that a flavor?
You just talked about the pity sex, so I mean,
hey man, whatever I can get.
I have a TikTok account that has like 65 followers or something.
Oh. You're doing good.
Weak like that, yeah.
Pope Metallicus the First for $2 says, literally donating to force Scott to read. Thanks, buddy. I suck at reading. You know that. That's mean. Jane's up in the place. She's saying, hey, peeps, you are more than welcome to come on, Jane. More welcome.
Jane is brilliant.
She is
great at other things,
Jane has a TikTok account.
She does, and I really enjoy it. Yeah,
I may actually join TikTok now.
Yeah, Jane has a nice ticket. You know,
you're not going to join for Scott. You're going to join for Jane, but not for Scott.
I don't need
I
him
didn't even
to
know
join
Scott had one. So.
Kind of a big deal. Kind of a big deal.
Weird to join.
Did you know that Matt's favorite film is Hurt Locker? Guy's a former veteran.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, you liked Hurt Locker?
He likes explosions.
No, it's just garbage, man.
There's a lot of bad military movies.
There is. They're really hard to get through.
What's your favorite, Ryan? Because Matt was saying The Outpost is really good.
Yeah, The Outpost is excellent.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen The Outpost. Well, I actually just had James Marsden on my channel, who is in Black Hawk Down. Mm-hmm.
Yes, Black Hawk Down is an amazing.
Or sorry, not James Marsden. I can't believe I said James Marsden. Matthew Marsden.
I was about to say, isn't he an X-Men?
No, not James Marsden. No, I don't care about James Marsden. Matthew Marsden. I said Matthew on my channel, who's in Black Hawk Down.
That's cool.
Like that's a great fucking movie.
Yeah, it is.
But like there was a series, we actually like talked about that a little bit, I think, where there was just bad military show. What was the one? Stop Loss. It's like a terrible movie. It just made to make the military look like shit. What's Active Valor? Is that the one with the Navy SEALs made?
Yeah, the active duty Navy SEAls. Yeah, it started out as like recruitment.
I really enjoyed that movie. It wasn't a great movie, but the idea that you knew all those guys were SEAls like made it really fucking cool.
What's the one with the chick? What's the one with the girl where they're
Jane?
No, that was terrible too. The one where she's actually a war hero, but they try to make it seem like it was her fault. Maybe it's Jodie Foster. Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan.
Courage Under Fire.
Yeah.
Matt Damon lost like 90 pounds for that. He was he looked terrible.
I'm supposed to say down Periscope if you're in the Navy. You're supposed to say that at some point.
Yeah.
So you got to give down Periscope a mention.
Really? I thought that was like a spoof.
It is. It is a spoof. It's a complete spoof. It's a comedy.
Hunt for Red October.
But it's a spoof, but they use a lot of memes.
Terminology.
What's a great sub film? Would you say Crimson Tide?
U571.
Yeah. Crimson Tide
Ryan,
is really good.
When you say great sub film.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, no one's asking.
I'm not a sub guy. I'm not a sub guy.
He was a seaman, not a
subby.
Oh,
no, well, you can have
you were in the
Navy subs. Yeah, I was in the Navy. Yeah.
Oh, no wonder.
Where were you?
No, you gotta say down Periscope.
Yeah, exactly. If you're in the Navy, you got to say that at some point. But
were you ever at Norfolk?
I was in Norfolk for 4.5 years.
When was that?
2012 to 2017.
I just missed you.
Oh, right. You were in the military too, Scott?
Not at all. Not at all. Scott is addicted to
trying to run the gate when he was drunk.
Well, I was doing something, running something. Scott is addicted to talking over guests. Mr. Tickletrunch for a Canadian $2. You son of... Spell my name right, dude. Supreme Heretic says this panel is great other than Scott for $2. Toxic Man Flew once again for $5 says Mr. Tickle Trunk is addicted to Scott being addicted to talking over guests. And Marby Dog for $2. Release date for Winds of Winter is 11/19/23. You're a freaking dick. Is it really?
Wow, that's funny.
Could someone check that for me, please?
No, don't check it.
You know that's not real. Because you know why it's not real? Because it doesn't have a fucking release date. That fat fuck's going to die before he ever finishes that. You know that.
Jane, where are you, Jane? He's going to release the books. Pope Metallicus the First for $2 says We Were Soldiers was outstanding.
Great movie.
That was a very good movie.
By the way...
Oh, it does say. It says, well, the narrative Winds of Winter will be released November 13th, 2023. It's on his...
Excuse me?
It says the release date of Winds of Winter. The narrative... I'm not. It says...
Hold on. Just hold on, please. Don't
that's
talk.
Cruel, George. Don't do that to him.
Everyone be quiet.
So that means he has to write the whole thing between now and then, right?
That's basically
he has to collect all the notes he wrote on the back of pizza boxes. And
there you go.
You told us you would be done by the time you went to that convention in 2020, right?
Right. He did.
Where are you seeing this? It's not on Not a Blog.
You type Winds of Winter release date.
Yeah, it's not on Not a Blog. If it's not on Not a Blog, I don't believe it.
It says 2 days ago it was leaked.
Oh, leaked. Yeah, so was Kathleen Kennedy getting fired.
I understand that reference.
I got you.
I don't.
Toxic Man Flu. We all thought she was getting canned. Toxic Man Flu for $5. I thought the favorite movie of Squids. I know you actually said that. You said you didn't think she was going to get fired on one of my shows. It was Brokeback Mountain. That's fucked up.
I disagree.
That's messed up.
By the way, in the Army now, I know
Marby Dog for $2 told really you. Oh, I'm sorry. Talk over
for
guess.
the basic when they're in basic, it's actually pretty legit.
Which?
That was it. I don't know why you did all this for that 3 words.
Oh, I just said burn.
But what was legit?
Full Metal Jacket.
The first half.
Okay, let's top 5.
That's 2 different movies, man.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
When I watched that movie, probably I don't know, 15 or 10 years ago, and I rewatched it again 3 or 4 years ago, and I completely forgot the entire second half of the movie.
Oh yeah, you got basic training, and then you got after.
Yeah, after Kingpin, does his thing. Yeah. I totally forgot about the second part of that movie.
It's not as good either.
Top 5 war movies or military movies of all time. What would be in?
I'd have to fucking
I would
sit down for an hour and make
I've got my favorite one, Der Untergang, or it's called Downfall. It's the last days of Hitler. It's one with Bruno Ganz in it. It's completely.
Is that an Australian thing?
German.
Oh well, then no, it doesn't count. We're talking America.
Well, you're talking, but he's talking war films. All war films.
I think it goes without saying America.
I think the best comedy Stripes.
Oh yeah,
true. And I was at Fort Knox. Yeah, I did the obstacle course that they did, and we messed around in their barracks for.
That's cool.
Yeah, you did mess around in their barracks.
Yeah, we did. By the way, on their walls, it of where the bunks would be, it says do not smoke in bed, because they had to put it there because somebody was smoking in bed and lit himself on fire.
Jesus,
it's great.
Military. Are you sure you didn't light him on fire?
Light who on fire?
Whoever.
You're all about fire.
That was in the 60s, bro.
Oh, I didn't think you were that old, man.
So I didn't either. Jesus.
All right.
Yeah, I keep my looks.
Okay, so release
good genes.
George honestly supplied a legitimate replacement for the Winds of Winter published date of April. On this dead day, he published a message on Not a Blog page confirming that he wouldn't be able to finish the novel by the deadline. No shit. He claimed in the blog that he was considerably behind at the moment and let loose their creator and So who the fuck leaked this?
George R. Martin.
Yeah, or is it George the Giant Slayer? Where did you?
Yeah, I just went and typed this up real quick.
I think probably what happened is some distributor probably put a random date.
Maybe to light a fire under his ass.
I don't think so. They probably put it because a lot of these things, when you make a like Amazon or whatever, when you make an entry, right. It needs an actual release date. So they probably whenever they created that, they made it 2 years after, just as a placeholder. It was never intended to really be public or anything. It was just part of their system.
Right.
I don't know.
That makes sense.
It's literally just complete bullshit speculation because I have no idea.
Wow,
what the
it sounded
fuck's going
really
on
good
here,
though. It sounded good.
Yes.
Okay.
No, I can confirm that.
There you go.
I guess we'll see.
Are you a big Game of Thrones fan, Scott?
Did he just remove himself?
Yeah, I think he just boomered himself.
I think he was trying to close the tab for that article and close the tab.
And now he's trying to figure out how to put himself back in.
So, what else y'all want to talk about?
I did it again. I did it again.
You boomered.
Yeah, I totally boomered. I hit the wrong button there. You know what, Ryan? You brought this woman up before, so let's just take a quick look at this. J.K. Rowling mocks Scottish police for documenting male rapist as a woman.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, I got a video coming out about that, actually.
Dude, she is not scared. She is. I guess when you're a billionaire, you don't have to really worry.
But actually, if you think about it, that's one thing people keep forgetting. She's actually a lefty. I mean, this isn't some conservative. This is a lefty of lefties. But
this is the only thing that she doesn't agree with the woke mob on, the woke echo chamber. And it just goes to prove you step 1 foot out of line, they will cancel you.
She's a TERF, right?
She is a TERF.
They call her.
I think that people are like, well, she's got billions of dollars, you know, she got nothing to lose. Actually, she has nothing to gain.
Right. She has a lot to lose, actually.
Yeah, she does have a lot to lose. I do think she has more money than she had probably ever knows possibly what to deal with. But at the same time, she's not gaining any points by doing this. She's not getting any money from doing this. She's only losing support and losing potential money from it. So that's kind of the way I think about it.
Do any of you guys, okay, so I am a Harry Potter fan.
Yeah, me too.
Are you looking forward to the newest Dumbledore,
No, those movies suck.
I gotta say, did you see the trailer for it yet?
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen does not like. They recast Johnny Depp. We all know what went into that. It was bullshit. But at the same time, Mads Mikkelsen, they have decided to opt for a look that is nothing like Johnny Depp's.
Right.
So you have a character that was established in the second one. Now you have a guy who just looks like any other person there. Right. He's not eccentric. He's not, his hair isn't colored. His eyes aren't different colors.
The eyes aren't different. What is that all about? Like, is he what do you call those people that could switch between
hematocratic?
Animagus, not Animagus. What is it again? Do you know what I'm talking about? Tonks is one where they could change their face.
Yeah, the Anamorphous, or I know what you're talking about.
Okay. But I want to think that's the only way they could play that off, because he's been now 3 different characters in 3 different movies.
A shapeshifter is what you're saying?
In a way, yeah. There's a certain term for it in the Harry Potter world.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually thought, okay, so the first movie was okay. That second movie, The Crimes of Grindelwald, was terrible. And I'm just, any of them. I just think now, well, the first one wasn't bad, but the second one didn't even have anything to do with Fantastic Beasts. Like, I feel like they're actually bringing back some of that. I want to give it a chance, but it's not Harry Potter, man. Harry Potter's like,
I don't like the movies I don't like these movies,
right? Because
I feel like the lead character, Newt, is just, it's just an attempt to have some like really weird fucking awkward dude be a hero.
Yes.
And it's like, just fuck off. Just fuck off with that shit. You know, Harry Potter wasn't some traditional super masculine hero or anything. But he was great. He was undersized, he was
every day
not the most athletic, all this stuff. He was just a normal person.
Yeah.
Neville could have been that person, but he decided that it was going to
be Harry.
Voldemort decided it was going to be Harry because Harry reminded him of himself.
Yep.
And that was the cool thing. He was just a normal person. And what I think they're doing with this one, it's like, oh, look, he's a fucking weirdo. He's a freak. Right. He's basically he's a turbo autist. That's really what he is. And I don't care about this character.
No, yeah.
I haven't seen the first 2. I stopped at the end of the Harry Potter films. But did you see the fact that they even banned her from her own 20-year celebration of the movies last month?
Yeah, how do you have a Harry Potter thing without the creator of it there?
That's pretty messed up.
And when they refer to it, they don't say you by name. They say the author of this series, the author. They don't even mention her name.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they say the author.
Could you imagine that, Scott or Ryan, that you have an anniversary in 10 years from now and the people holding the convention go, you're not allowed to participate in?
One of the biggest franchises in the past 30 years. And you're not even going to give credit to the woman that created it. That's messed up.
It's like, I'm okay with taking the credit from women. That's fine, but not for this reason,
Well, let's watch this trailer real quick, because if none of you saw it, I want to see what you guys think. And I've
never seen Harry Potter. I've never read a book.
You've never seen Harry Potter?
No.
The books are great, dude. All right, so when I was in Norfolk, I had not a lot to do, so I read it in one summer. I read all 7 books in like 2 months, and I'm not a very good reader, as people could tell. And I read all 7 in like two months. They're very easy reads, and they gradually become a little bit more mature, so that when you're reading,
I was the perfect age when they came out. I think I started reading them in like 5th grade or something.
Oh, that's perfect.
I was like almost the same age as they were coming out.
That is perfect.
I'm gonna have to read them. I've never read them. I've watched the film, but
they're really not that bad, man. They're an enjoyable read.
I've got the audio book. Stephen Fry narrates them, and he does quite a good job at them.
Really cool.
All right, let's see what this has to offer. And here comes the copyright claims.
If you listen carefully enough, the past whispers to you.
He's gay.
We're here to see.
He's super gay. And you know what pisses me off too? The guy who played the second Dumbledore, that wasn't Dumbledore. Dumbledore is supposed to be a very...
You like Richard Harris did.
I liked his version better. I don't know if he could have done it. Like, even if he lived, I don't know if he could have pulled off some of the stronger scenes of Dumbledore.
Richard Harris, really?
But one of the worst parts, and I don't know if you'll agree, Ryan, is...
Goblet of Fire. Did you put your name on the goblet? Did you put your name on the... That was not Dumbledore right there.
That was definitely not Dumbledore.
It even says he goes over and asks Harry calmly.
Yes.
I've always said that.
But I think that was more. I think that was more a problem with the director of the film rather than the casting, because I think he was good in what was the first one, or the first one that he was
Prisoner of Azkaban.
I thought he was spot on in that. You know, I really thought he was spot on in that. At Goblet of Fire, they lost a little bit, and I think they turned it around after that.
They definitely did in Half-Blood Prince.
I'm missing out. What is it that he did wrong? Because again, I didn't.
So Ryan could probably tell you better than me, but Dumbledore, right? Ryan he's a soft-spoken man, but he's powerful.
He's intense and powerful, but he is well-mannered. He's got a very nice, calm demeanor. It's why it's why kids trust him. It's why parents trust him with their children. You know, all these things. And for the scene when Harry's name comes out of the Goblet of Fire and he goes back there, and Dumbledore immediately rushes him and throws him up against the wall almost and is screaming at him to ask him if he put his name in the goblet. Right. It was very outside of not only character for Dumbledore, but of what was shown in the books.
Right. So probably the director's choice then, right?
Well, no, it's also but the actor also, he never read any of the books, didn't watch the previous movies. Yeah. So he was doing his version of Gandalf in a way.
Oh, God. Well, that's a bitch then.
Yeah, dude, you got to do a little research.
He's like Gandalf the gay.
Right. Yeah. That's like when you read the actors who do a Marvel film or do a DC film. And they're like, have you read any of them? No. Do you like comic books? No. Okay. Like, you got to understand your character a little bit.
Yeah. Well, as far as the Goblin of Fire or whatever, like my granddaddy always said.
Goblet. Not Goblin. There's no little goblins coming out.
Well, I'm still going to go through with my joke. But like my granddaddy always said, what's a goon to a goblin?
Oh, God.
Goblet.
Anyways, let's go on.
That's a Lil Wayne reference for all my.
That was Dumbledore.
That would be
AKA Shrimp Daddy. That was Lil Wayne's first rap name.
How do you feel about him being Dumbledore? Ryan.
I'm fine with it in general.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, it is coming undone. Grindelwald.
Is the eye? No, the eyes are different.
Share my screen.
Johnny Depp's looking really weird these days. Jeez.
This is Johnny Depp's Grindelwald.
Yes.
Right. Very pronounced. The white hair, the hairdo,
the blue eye,
like the tie inside his shirt. Like, it's a very recognizable character.
Right. Mm-hmm.
This is he's got some gray hair. I guess maybe one of his eyes might be different. He just looks like literally any other person in this time.
Yeah, dude.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, they could have gone back with Farrell. He played him in the first one as the mask.
I thought they were going to. I really thought they would have. Because I think Colin Farrell would have definitely done a better job. And this guy's a great actor, don't get me wrong. But again, he's not Grindelwald.
He just looks like Hannibal.
Yeah, that's so different, man. Look at the difference.
Or any other movie Mads was in. By the way, I love a lot of his movies too.
Yeah, he's great.
I think Mads Mikkelsen's great. I think he's a great villain. I think that Lashif's one of my favorite villains that we've got from Bond, at least in the past 2 decades.
Yeah.
But that's just not. It's why would you go for this?
No, you're absolutely right.
If you're going to recast someone, you should try to recast someone that would fit better instead of just, hey, we got Mads Mikkelsen, let's make him do what Mads Mikkelsen does. Well, no, why don't you fucking recast the proper person correctly
for the role? Right. There's 2 guys who I consider, like this guy and the guy, I don't know his name. He played the villain in the first Sherlock Holmes with Robert Downey Jr. and Dumbledore. He's that English guy who was supposed to be like a black magic guy. What the frig is his name?
You mean Richard Harris's son?
Is that who that is?
Yeah, that's his son.
No,
You talking about the guy who played Moriarty?
No,
That's
no,
what-
no, 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 no.
No, the guy in the first one, he's always a bad guy. Is it Mark Strong?
He was in Shazam. He was the bad guy in Shazam.
Bad guy in Shazam.
Yes,
Strong,
all right,
yeah.
Strong, yeah.
Yeah. He's badass. I like him.
He's a strong choice.
Yeah.
Yes. Pope Metallicus the First for $5 says it'd be great to get a bunch of vets together and compare military movie lists, both best and worst. Mad.
So yeah, I've tried getting a few guys together. It's really, really tough to get a group of these assholes all on the same.
All your
place.
meds on the same.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
Marby Dog for $5 says top 5 war movies. IMO-1.3.
In my opinion.
Oh, thanks.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I never knew what that meant.
Dash.
What kind of math
Yeah,
is
then
that?
you called an equal sign a dash.
Well, I said dash and then I went 1.300. That's 300.
That movie's kind of a mouthful. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Red October's number 2. Inglorious Bastards number 3. Apocalypse Now is number 4. And Deer Hunter. That's a fucked
Wow,
up.
That is a
that's
list
a
of
long time
I
ago.
can't put like 300 in that same kind of category. That belongs in like epic war or
Right.
like epic ancient war movie. Like I would put 300 in Troy.
Hell
You
yeah.
know, like those movies, I put
Yes.
them in the same category, like rank
like
those.
Braveheart or something as
Sand
well?
and
Same
sand.
category?
Braveheart, yeah, Rob Roy.
When we
Swords and
say
sandals?
when we say military movies, I'm thinking in the past 100-year like
What about Guns of Navarone?
time frame.
Yeah, World War One and on.
Yeah, World War One.
Civil War. Can we count
Patton.
the Patriot?
I like
But all
Glory.
It's
American.
not really a war movie.
Glory.
Glory though is an amazing movie. With
Yeah, it's a
Denzel
great
Washington.
movie.
It is.
Love that movie.
Matthew
Cry every
Broderick.
time.
Patriot, I would say that's a good one, like you said. Patriot. Then I'd go Guns of
That's
Navarone.
Revolutionary War, right?
Patton, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then you
I wouldn't really call that like. I don't know even if I'd call it a war movie, although there's obviously a lot of fighting
Yeah.
in it. It's more like a
Father and
family.
son.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's Mel Gibson hates English, the sequel.
Yeah.
Right, which and he
Hey,
has
Max.
all the reason to hate them.
What about Platoon, Saving Private Ryan?
But yeah, those movies would definitely be in that list.
Somewhere
that we
in
would
there.
Hey,
Saving
what about
Private Ryan?
Patton?
Yeah.
Patton.
No,
I liked
I'm-
Patton. I thought that was
I'm
good.
not 67. I had no connection
Okay,
to
so
Patton.
it might not be a movie, but Band of Brothers beats
Oh,
Band
everything.
of Brothers is
Definitely,
good, yeah, but
definitely.
Generation Kill is better for me. Like
No.
to me, because I can
No,
relate
no.
more to Generation Kill.
Right.
than
I know,
than
but you
can
have to be able to
Band of Brothers.
expand your mind, beyond.
Well, he
your-
was part of that Generation Kill.
Right, like I get, like I enjoy Band of Brothers, both the Pacific and the original or whatever the miniseries. But for me, Generation Kill was more. The
Oh, yeah,
Outpost
I
is
can
not just
understand
good;
that.
it's amazing. I
I
got
know-
to talk.
I don't think
to,
I ever saw that.
I got to talk to Rob Laurie, dude, the director. He went to
Wow.
West Point. He knows his shit. Real cool guy. There's spit bottles everywhere. Brian knows about this. You gotta if you're gonna do a military movie, like there's so
they
many
gotta
spit
all. They
bottles.
have to all be dipping.
Really.
Yes.
cool.
I never did. I never dipped. I
everyone
never felt the
smoked.
need to. But
I hope
well,
they
you can't
smoke.
you can't smoke in a lot of locations right now, so it's everybody's dipping.
Wow, I didn't know that. Thank
That's
you.
crazy.
cool.
Would you consider American Sniper a military film?
Yeah,
I would talk
yes,
after.
I think that yes, it is like it's so singularly focused on one person, I guess, as opposed to like a
Squad,
goal in
platoon.
mind, like a squad movie. Like in this war, we're trying to do this,
Yeah.
or we're trying to get to this place. But I mean, American Sniper, at least, I mean, I really liked it. I think it highlighted some problems. It highlighted some problems that the military has, but at the same time, paid a lot of respect to the military.
I would
Yes.
have to go
Which-
back and
yeah.
rewatch it.
Oh shit,
What-
Dunkirk! I
what-
can't believe I forgot that one.
Yeah, that was that all one
I-
shot type
I
movie. That
get
was
it.
crazy.
I never watched Dunkirk.
What about
Yes.
what about Hamburger Hill? Nope.
I don't,
Not what's the other
I don't
one?
think I've seen that one.
French Fry Valley is the other one.
Bridge over the River Kwai is a good one. It's also
Yes.
good. So we got 45 people watching now. Hit that like button, and when we are done going live at 9:45, do the right thing. Get savage. That's Immortal Coil for $2. Everybody, good dude. Check him out. He could have used some subscribers, so help him out. The Longest Day is another good one. I don't think I saw
That's
that.
World War II.
I was thinking Longest Yard.
What about Stripes, Ryan? Would-
Stripes
what-
is the best.
Yeah,
But what?
that's comedy.
It's
It's
a
like
comedy.
a comedy.
It's great though. Yeah.
It is.
Like I said, I was at Knox, so I have a
All Quiet on the Western Front. That's a good movie.
Good.
We Were Soldiers.
Definitely a great one.
What's Bat 21?
Old.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that.
That's with Lethal Weapon guy.
Now,
Danny Glover.
Dirty Dozen.
Oh yeah.
Kelly's Heroes. I would think that's more of like a robbery movie.
So I think what holds a lot of those back, at least for me, is that the effects, the special effects. Born on 4th of July was a military movie for the first 15 minutes. Once he's paralyzed, that's done. It's protesting.
Okay.
From then on,
Fury.
I mean, Forrest Gump's more of a military movie than that.
Yeah.
Can we watch the rest of this fucking trailer?
Yeah, we could do that. We could do that. This fucking guest. Look, I'm at 90,000. I tell everyone what to do.
I'm just saying.
Please don't leave.
If we're to defeat him, you'll have to trust me.
What the?
Oh, look at me. Like I'm an outcast. I'm a weirdo. I like pets. I'm a Hufflepuff. Look, anyone can be a hero, even fucking weirdos like me.
That's the whole point of this. That's the whole point of it.
Series is.
It is. It's about like a guy with autism could be a hero.
Yes, someone with crippling autism can be a hero. Like that's just like, yeah, I have no problem with anyone with autism, but it's just weird that it's like so heavily like, look at this outsider, look at this outcast, look at this weak dude. That's
can't make eye contact.
Point of it.
Yeah. You're right,
exactly.
man.
Just like in the Predator movie.
What?
The new one, the Predator.
Yeah. Well, no, he had Asperger's though.
Are you serious?
I don't know. I haven't seen
the kid. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the reason why they come to Earth. Because
I thought
being autistic.
We were talking about the actual Predator was autistic.
Yeah. Okay, so the Predator's not autistic.
Yeah, he doesn't make eye contact either.
Yeah, he's
okay, I'll say this: there's nothing leading us to believe that the Predator has Asperger's. But the kid definitely does. They are connected in some way. Maybe that's the way that they're connected.
Oh, okay. Let's move on.
This is the team that's going to take down the most dangerous wizard in over a century.
So many member berries.
His indispensable assistant.
For all of us.
Wizard descended from a very old family, a school teacher, and...
Does anybody else know the it's not lining up?
Yes, I don't know why that's doing it. I assume it's your fault.
But... Yeah, it probably is. But how does a muggle get a wand? I don't understand that.
Store?
No. Look, he's a chubby outcast.
I could have been this guy. I could have been him.
Yeah.
He's got way too much hair.
That's fucked up, man.
You could just shine it up.
I could have wore a wig.
Are you kidding me right now?
Who wouldn't like our chances?
What the fuck? How do you take off closed caption? Maybe that's the problem. Change.
CC? I think it's your graphics card or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it says it's off, but why do I have subtitles?
We're almost done with it. Let's go.
Hey, why don't you back the fuck up? You're not Ryan, so shut up. All right, let's go on.
Off to save the world, are we?
Oh, it's so far behind.
Behind right now.
Things are not quite what they appear.
What the hell?
It's like 5 seconds off.
Like,
swivel, but delicately.
What is going on?
Scorpion.
Oh, that's a scorpion? I thought that was like a 3-headed snake.
I mean, I'm sure it's like a freakish thing, but
I thought it was Kathleen Kennedy.
That's definitely looks like a scorpion stinger to me, doesn't it? But it's like a bunch of them.
Yes.
Look.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a 3-headed snake.
No.
Oh, you're totally right on that.
Yeah.
Maybe it caught up.
No.
Not even close.
I think it improves the trailer this way.
Has he even spoke yet? Holy
That's
shit.
It. Yeah.
Begins today.
The room of requirement. What is this place? The room we require.
Oh, that's so fucked up. It's a phoenix.
Correct. 3 points to Hufflepuff.
Holy crap.
Who is that?
Can I?
Very dangerous. It's very powerful. If it got in the wrong hands, you know.
Wow.
Mess you up.
How is it still running though?
Because it's just trying to catch up, I think.
Christmas.
That is so weird.
It's your computer.
Even the trailer's autistic. Jesus.
Yes, it's autistic.
Unbelievable.
That's fucked up.
So essentially, it's the story of a gay wizard forcing an autistic boy to hold his wand.
Right.
Sounds great.
Great.
That's so messed up, dude. What is going on there? There's something wrong. God, this is a great stream. I'm glad you're here, Ryan. Thanks for seeing how shitty streams are run.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for.
I really appreciate at least you show up. Let's see. I don't really have much more to talk about. I don't care about anything else I was going to bring up. So,
I did want to ask something.
Please do. Hold on.
I'm about to ask Ryan, why are you putting whatever? Did you see the Vasily Lomachenko fight?
No, I did not.
Come on. Are you not a fan of Vasily Lomachenko?
I don't. I'm not familiar with that name. Is he MMA?
No, he's a boxer.
Yeah, boxer.
No, I don't watch boxing.
He's the 135-pound.
Yeah.
Is boxing? Is boxing still a thing?
You can end it now. He's dead to me.
Is boxing still a thing?
I'm not into boxing. It'll be like, oh, Canelo's fighting. Okay, I guess I'll pay attention. Like that's my boxing level interest right now.
Canelo's going up to fucking cruiserweight. It's ridiculous.
I know.
Like if Tyson Fury's fighting, if Canelo's fighting, I'll pay attention. But that's about it for me.
I like Oscar De La Hoya.
I saw that you had your sports war show on the other night, and it was after the fight. I'm like, oh, good, we'll talk about it. And you immediately go into MMA. I'm like, okay, I'll come back and check later.
Talked about. Yeah, that's what we talked about. That's where my focus is at. I watch a lot of UFC. That's more interesting to me than current boxing is.
Mr. Chickle Trunk for 5 Canadian. Even Scoot's computer went autistic. Mags for $5 says for Sporking's new computer phone. Guys, I have like a terabyte in this mofo. I have a AMD something or other. It's wait a minute. Look at
so you have a brand in there. That's like saying, hey, what kind of car do you have? I have a Ford.
I mean, this thing, it has colors. Look at the colors. Hold on, I can even take that thing off. There's colors.
You can't say that. That's racist, Scott.
But does it have anything inside, or is it just all color?
Stuff. I got an awesome.
Is this another one of those pity things? You know,
dude, I got an awesome. What do you call those things? It's a Netgear 3700 card of some sort.
You know,
I don't know.
It goes in the computer. No.
God honest truth is culture built it for me. I have no clue what's in this thing.
Then I'm sure well. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's sabotaging me.
Are you sure you didn't mess it up? Because culture knows what he's doing.
I probably didn't hook it up correctly.
There you go.
Yeah, thank you, Mags. You're the best. Mr. Tickle Trunk, you're all right. Thanks. Toxic Man Flew for $2. Thank God this is almost over. You're welcome. Mr. Tickle Trunks for another $2 says, I can almost see the finish line. Not there yet. Toxic Man Flew for another $5. Sorry about my last super chat. I posted it 20 minutes ago, but Scott's computer is behind. I'm running Windows 10, man.
Did you go over what DeSantis did today?
PC of color. What?
Did you review what DeSantis did today?
The Stop Woke Act.
Oh, the Stop Woke. I don't know enough about it. Is it to stop wokeness?
No, it's just an acronym, but I mean, kind of.
What is it?
Like you should read it.
All the company.
Find it, George. You know how to share?
Yeah.
Okay. While you do that, yeah, no one's talking to you. While you do that, Mags for another $5. Wait, we're almost over. Can't tell because Sporking's computer. LOL. Well, it'll catch up. We actually ended this like 20 minutes ago. You guys are finally catching up. That's Sporking News 5. Do you already miss Johnny Depp as Grindelwald? Yeah. Even though I didn't like the movie, Johnny Depp was like the only really good part of that movie. The only two things I like about those movies, seriously, are Grindelwald, even though I don't understand how him and that guy switched places, because it wasn't Polyjuice at the beginning of the movie. I'm still confused on how that happened. It like broke magic in that world and they never explained it. But I like that and how he can go into his suitcase. I want one of those expanding charm things.
I put it in the chat.
Thanks, buddy. Mr. Tickle Trunk for $2. The end is nigh. It is not, because guess what? We're talking politics, because I don't, my streams are like me, schizo, a little manic, and we jump around. So here we go. We're sharing this as it catches up. Dismiss. Close that out. DeSantis introduced Stop Woke Act to ban critical race theory from schools, workplaces. So what does it stand for? Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis takes another swipe against critical race theory Wednesday, introducing a bill to ban the controversial curriculum from K-12 schools in the state. The Stop Wrongs Against Our Kids and Employees Woke Act, that is perfect, would allow parents to file lawsuits against school districts they suspect of teaching critical race theory and recover attorney fees when they prevail, the governor said during a press conference. Wow, dude. So, as we spoke on last week's show, with the amazing Miss Briggs, Raquel was saying that even though she's like very left, this is one of the most damaging things that can happen to this country is kids being taught by people who don't understand what critical race theory really is.
Well, it's a graduate. It's a graduate field,
right? They don't have the brains,
right? It's not that they do it to indoctrinate them. I mean, that's it. It's for graduates. I mean, really, you're talking. You need to be above 25. Not even. You have to be an adult. Doing it for children. That's how you indoctrinate them in order to hate their parents, hate themselves, and then hate society, and hopefully listen to someone who says, "Hey, you know, I have a solution for you while everything's broken." It's called Marxism.
Right. Right. I mean, the way I look at it is Marxism is the most dangerous thing that right now is like the cool thing to believe in this country. And it's a dangerous thing. What do you think, Mad?
Listen, here's the thing. No one has ever made the argument about like, oh, they're teaching CRT to kids in kindergarten to 12. That's not the thing that anyone is ever saying. It's about the applications of CRT training on which dictates what they teach and what they. It's not teaching kids CRT.
Oh no, I believe that's part of it too.
No, they still
absolutely not.
Actually,
okay, I disagree with you.
They do teach CRT in a lot of schools.
No, I understand what he's saying. What he's saying is it's the application of CRT. Correct. And these teachers aren't qualified to teach it to kids in K through 12. Well, what I'm saying is I don't think kids, even if you were able to teach critical race theory, I don't think they are mentally attuned or aware in at least primary school. Is that K through 8th grade? I don't think those kids, they should even be touching critical race theory.
Yeah, and they're not. It
has started in 5th grade in some schools.
But wait, in what sense? Like, are we talking about the tenets?
1619 project is one of the first things they started with.
But that's not CRT. That is not. Not something.
It's the gateway into CRT, man.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
Okay, I'll listen again.
All right, thank you. So the 1619 project, right?
Mm-hmm.
It uses CRT for the way that it examines the history of America.
That's what I'm saying. They use that. So okay. That's killing two birds with one stone, though. You're using CRT to explain why this one race is okay and this one isn't.
Yes.
It's still teaching CRT in schools, right, the way they're applying it.
It's this name game and this word game, which is the only argument they have. That's why the left will always come back with like, no one's teaching CRT. No one's saying that they're teaching CRT.
You know what? It's not like they're teaching the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade levels of CRT. Effectively, that's what they're doing. They're taking very basic principles and applying it as far as equity, as far as things like that go, as far as making people acknowledge their privilege in class, because that's something that's actually going on, right? They're making white children identify that they're more privileged than black children, and so that is, even though it's not CRT by definition. You know, it's the principles that lead up to that, which are still just as dangerous.
I think we agree on that. I just think we're saying it in different ways.
I mean, they've had kids in New Hampshire they've had telling them, you're white, therefore you're part of the supremacist culture. Now you have to act actively to not be a part of it. because they go, if you're not participating in furthering critical race theory and furthering, your black and brown brothers, then you are an active participant in white supremacy.
And by the way, CRT is just one school of thought under the critical theory umbrella. You have
there's many different versions of CRT. Yeah. What I find wrong. Okay, I don't care. Label it whatever you want to label it. When you have a black father come up to a school board and say that their kids come home and tell their white mother that they're being taught that she's the enemy.
Right.
It's a messed up world we live in. That's all I'm saying. I don't care what you want to call it, what you want to label it. I think the idea of separating the kids into races is counterproductive of what we were doing in the 90s, where we were trying to say, forget labels, everyone's equal. And we got to a point where we thought that was happening. And then all of a sudden, this idea of wokeness, this idea, whatever word you want to use.
It's called Obama. I mean, come on. We were following Martin Luther King's principles since the 60s. Content of character, not color.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. That's just, but I'm glad he's trying to do something about parents being able to get involved. Look what happened in Virginia. The left said parents have no right to get involved. And what happened? They voted, the whole state went red, except for a couple positions that will be changed next year. You cannot, when it comes to mama bears and dads, you are not going to tell them they can't have something to say with their kids' schooling.
Oh,
that to me is ridiculous. You are not teaching my kid their morals. You're teaching them math. You're teaching them science. You're teaching them English. I will take care of the morals. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree on that.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at that. All right, Toxic Man Flu for another $2 says, you put ketchup in your computer? Boomer. Did I say that?
Mustard.
Mags for $5 says, I live in VA. I know that the CRT battle well here being taught to kids in schools. I agree. Mr. Tickle Trunk for $5. They get around the CRT rule by teaching K-12 CRT conclusions and not critical theory applied to race. They lie, but omitting that fact. Mr. Tickle Trunk and Toxic Man Flu, and it looks like Mags, from my last stream and this one, these people they understand. They are, I don't know what word I'm looking for, but they do understand what's going on. And I appreciate you guys. And thank you for the super chats. And I don't know what happened to Mr. Grant Gregory. He's
Australian.
He is. Sorry about that. Mr. Tickle Trunk for another $5 says, whatever it's called, the issue is that this will turn all children against one another. There's even been segregation called affinity groups.
Yeah. North Carolina had it, and the mother complained about it. She is a black mother, sent her child to school, and to find out that all the black children were segregated from the whites. When the child came home, this was 9 weeks ago, it's like, Mom, I'm not with any of my friends. The mom went straight to the principal's like, I don't want my child in this school. What the hell is going on? She had to fight it because they were going to.
Yeah, did they say it's more comfortable for the kids to learn?
So she does. They were applying it as, well, this is so all the black children can hold on to their rich roots and not have it diluted by being mixed with white kids. She's like,
holy shit.
I mean, she flipped out. She's like, I'm going to sue the hell out of everybody. Basically end this shit.
Yeah. And the sad thing is now if you don't fit their narrative like a black mother, they will just say you're the black face of white supremacy. Yeah. It's sick what these people are doing. Another $5 for Mags. Thank you so much. The problem is CRT, CT, 1619 project. They will relabel to keep shifting the narrative so it appears as if it's non-lie by these racists. She's absolutely right. So I think, Mags, that's kind of what I meant. It's in some places they call it CRT, in other places they call it something different, but it's all this blanket of segregation, of division, of you're better than him because of the color or gender. I think that's what I don't want my kids learning.
Yeah, nobody does.
Yeah.
The vast majority of people don't want that taught.
Yeah.
What do people say when you hold your live streams, Ryan, and you talk about CRT?
I don't talk about a ton of CRT stuff, but nobody that there's no we'll put it this way: about 2% of people that I've encountered in life, in all my jobs, everything like that, would agree with the principles of CRT being indoctrinating our kids. Right. And I think like you can't overestimate the impact that the public school system has on your children. If you think that, if you're working your ass off, you're working 8, 10, 12 hours a day and then coming home, if you think that the 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day that your kid spends in the public school system, that you're going to overcome that by spending a half hour to an hour with them,
you're not going to happen, of course, because they're no longer babysitters, they're indoctrinators, and it's just the time problem. I mean, you'd have to spend the equal amount of time between dinner, TV, homework, whatever. It's just gone.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and
that's why that's why you have a lot of people who are homeschooling. Look at since the COOF came about, it used to be 2 million kids, 2 to 3 million families homeschooled. I think it's now up to 5.5 million, 6 million.
Jeez, that's crazy. But it's a lot of parents I know decided that they enjoyed teaching their own children.
Yep.
Punk Waddle for $5 says, deciding they still want separation, but on their terms, sounds kind of like a pouty kid who wants to be heard and affirmed, but doesn't want change. Good way of putting it. Thank you for the $5. Toxic Man Flu again, man. Thank you always for supporting the channel for $5. Great. Now that the Australian is gone, let's get real. Foster is shit beer. Great white sharks only eat the colonial oppressors of the Aborigines.
All of that.
Foster's is absolute garbage. It was the garbage water that the Australians tried to sell to people overseas because no one here drinks it.
Well, what do y'all drink?
Budweiser.
I drink bourbon, so I don't drink beer.
Do you drink real bourbon?
Yeah, like Wild Turkey, Jack Daniels, that sort of stuff.
I'll say this though, that Bleem and Onion you came up with is amazing.
That's American as well.
No wonder, because it's good.
Yeah. The Aussie cheese fries.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Aussie cheese fries.
That's definitively American. So.
Yeah, I've had kangaroo. Tastes like roast beef.
No, it doesn't.
I thought it was chicken.
That's crazy.
Roast beef doesn't taste like chicken, George.
No, I'm talking about kangaroos. He said roast beef. I said it probably tastes like chicken.
No, it tastes like roast
beef. It's very gamey.
I've never had it, so I don't know.
They're bastards, aren't they? They're like big rats. Mr. Tickle, right? Yeah, they'll mess you up too. Some of those things are jacked. Mr. Tickle Trunk for another Canadian $5. Thank you, dude. I really appreciate it. Every single child is accepting of any race until they teach them they are different races. We fought to keep kids innocent and accepting. I completely agree. Like I was uncomfortable when my daughter trying to explain one of her friends. She's like, yeah, he's my brown friend. And I was like, ugh! But she sees it so just like, yeah, this is how I can explain him to you, Dad. He's brown. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah. Like you're 7. I shouldn't think anything into that. But like, that's what happens when, parents and kids get taught. You get taught to be a racist. Mm-hmm. Really. Or from your experience.
You got to study really hard. Trust me.
Yeah, really hard. Toxic Man Flu for another $5. In the holy shit, what is that? In the
I think he means medical field.
Oh, okay. Medical field. Most nurses and technicians are part-time. Since the COOF, they realized it is better and cheaper to stay home with the family. Or make TikTok videos. A lot of them do. All right, guys, we're gonna call it wraps there. Thank you, everybody. This was a very free-formed dump, and I really appreciate that, Ryan. As always, man, seriously, thank you for showing me some time and taking the time out to join this awesome panel that we have here. I know they all probably know where to find you, but let them know where to find you, man.
Yeah, you can look at Ryan Kinnell. You can search RK Outpost. I've got a bunch of different channels at this point. I do stuff for geeks and gamers, obviously. I do stuff for Sports Wars. So, yeah, thanks for having me on, man. It's always fun.
Anytime, man. You're always invited. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Thank you. And Mad is probably Mad.
As long as you keep wearing my hats and shit. So.
Dude, I always represent.
Okay.
Mad?
Yeah, you can find me on my channel. I do things.
Okay, thank you, Mad. When are we starting the OC? Saturday?
Saturday, after the dump.
After the dump, we will start OC Brothers. Or Bros, OC Bros.
Ryan, I don't know if you get George off of there. Ryan, I don't know if you're an OC fan, But
always
talk
invited.
about bringing you on.
Yeah, you maybe like 4th or 5th episode, not right off.
I don't know if I have time in my life to rewatch the OC. I'm not a huge fan or anything. No, I'm not a huge fan. Like I actually didn't have cable like during that time, so I'd watch it on occasion, but just because I only had like 4 other channels.
Dude, I had the DVD box set.
Yeah, but I was never like super into it. So
I watched it in the barracks all the time, man. Guys would come in and be like, "What the fuck are you watching?" I'm like, "Dude, sit down, watch it." They fell in love with it. We broed out on the OC right there in the barracks, baby.
That first season,
isn't it just Baywatch?
No.
What? Gross.
Isn't it just like Baywatch, basically?
No, not even close.
What is
my
it?
favorite line of the first episode is, "Oh, cocaine." You know, like he's like, "What a great."
It's a bunch of rich kids that party and have a bunch of drama.
And you have one outsider who is not.
90210.
You got the kid from Chino.
It's 90210. That's what they do.
Rough Girl, we might have to have you on as a guest on one episode. And I just want to say,
I know she's a true military vet.
I don't drink, but if you like bourbon, every guy I was with down in Virginia said Ironclad is some of the best bourbon they ever had.
Pappy Van Winkle's great.
Buffalo Trace. Buffalo Trace is good whiskey.
Yeah.
Whiskey.
To Connell. It's an Irish one. I had to look at it.
Okay.
It's finished off a bottle.
George, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at George the Giant Slayer. I'm going to put out a video on J.K. Rowling this week, and then the Spider-Man film and Hawkeye. Thank you for having me again, Scott.
Oh, George, anytime. You're killing Dude, you're killing it, and I'm just riding your coattails because I'm a clout chaser.
Hey, we all do what we do best, Scott.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. Mr. Greg Gregory.
Hi, you can check me out on my channel under the same name. This week, from behind the mic, I have the lovely Tugs that I'll be talking to. That Tug life. So yeah, it should be fun. Apart from that, you'll see me mooching off Scott's streams whenever I get the chance.
Yeah, dude. Anytime.
We do what we do best.
Anytime. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming out tonight. Once again, Ryan, thank you very much. And to my everybody who gave a super chat tonight, I really appreciate it. But definitely to my channel members, this one's for you guys. See you guys Saturday night for another installment of The Dump. That is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And while you're at it, check out the videos and subscribe to everybody on the panel. Have a great night, everybody. Peace. Scott's the best. Dun, 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 dun. Good night, everybody.